organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, it's Halloween, and we'll have the inside scoop on how Iowa City businesses prepared for more than just trick-or-treaters.
Plus, we go behind the campaign for an in-depth look at one city council candidate.
And the volleyball team has some student helpers that deserve some credit. We'll meet them later in sports.
That's all coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Happy Halloween and welcome to Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source from the Daily Iowan. I'm John Dedcott.
And I'm Emily Bussey. While Iowa City youngsters and UI students prepared for Halloween by perfecting their costumes, a number of local Iowa City businesses have spent the past few months preparing in a different way. Daily Iowan TV's Josh Bolander takes the mask off to see what really goes into making this holiday a treat for all.
When the leaves are changing, the pumpkins are all decorated, and spook schools and scandalous costumes are running amok in Iowa City, it can only mean one thing. Halloween Monday is here. And while most UI students enjoyed the Halloween festivities around campus or downtown over the weekend, thousands of Iowa City's youngsters took to the streets tonight in hopes of bringing home a solid catch of tasty treats. It's not all fun and games for everyone involved in this year's Spook Fest, however. A number of local businesses are experiencing their busiest and arguably most profitable quarters of the year. Kelsey Jenkins, a manager at Second Addict, is having to bring in more employees, is keeping the store open longer, and has been preparing for the 31st for nearly 2 months. While Ragstock, a downtown Iowa City business, is also experiencing an increased wave in business, with students desperate for last-minute costume options.
It's pretty much a non-stop line for the 2 to 3 days before everyone goes out.
And while an increase in customers is obviously top priority, finding a place for Halloween paraphernalia can also be a challenge.
Well, we have to make room for all the Halloween stuff, so we have to shift the entire store around while keeping what we normally have, plus finding room for all the Halloween stuff.
Even with real-life Ghostbusters in town over the weekend, everything during this year's Iowa City Fear Fest seems to have run smoothly. Josh Bolander, Daily Iowan TV.
Even after getting past the Halloween rush, businesses like Ragstock don't have much downtime. With the calendar rolling over, Christmas and holiday sweater parties are right around the corner.
And several downtown businesses failed an alcohol compliance check over the weekend. Police used underage persons and plainclothes officers to enter 42 businesses Friday night, with 36 passing. Those businesses that sold to the minors are the Airliner, Fairway, John's Grocery, Liquor House, Mickey's, and the Convenience Store. Selling alcohol to a minor is a simple misdemeanor, but all violations will be sent to the Iowa Alcoholic Beverages Division for penalties against those businesses' liquor license.
The UI student government is making a push to build shelters at the school's dormitories to protect students' bikes year-round. Although no solid plans are yet in the works, UISG officials said support is strong for the project. UISG leaders say the shelters will protect chains from rust and other damage caused by rain and snow, and the UI already has several covered bike racks, one of them costing around $170,000 to construct. Again, no cost estimate has been made for this project, but Director of Housing Von Stange said the plan is feasible.
Momentum is growing in the push to reform Iowa's mental health services programs. That's according to a report released Monday by the state's Department of Human Services, which said officials have received dozens of preliminary recommendations on how to change the current system. Recommendations presented to legislators Monday included the development of a crisis intervention program, increased peer-to-peer services, as well as more specialized care for children. This spring, Governor Branstad charged the Department of Human Services with developing a plan to overhaul the system by the summer of 2013.
And on Monday, Governor Terry Branstad announced his selections for the new Iowa Partnership for Economic Progress. The board, created last week as part of the governor's plan to increase Iowa's economy by 25% and create 200,000 jobs, will include 18 prominent businessmen and women from Iowa's leading industries. The board also represents Branstad's commitment to developing strong ties between the public and private sector, which he says is critical for improving the state's economy. And still more to come on Daily Iowan TV. Find out what drives this young city council candidate.
Plus, the athletic academic results are in, and the Hawks did better than ever. Find out more in sports. But first, Daily Iowan TV's Ryan Jones joins us in the studio for a look at your local weather forecast. Ryan?
Thanks, guys. Looks like it'll be one of the final days to wear shorts tomorrow if you're brave. In the morning, it will be a sunny 47 degrees. It will warm up to 69 degrees in the afternoon, and in the evening, go back down to a low of 57 degrees. Taking a look at the extended forecast, later in the week is going to cool down considerably with most of the week in the low 50s. Look out for rain on Wednesday since there's an 80% chance of showers, but the rest of the week should be clear of the showers. Remember to bundle up in the night with a low point of 37 on Friday. That's your check on the weather. Back to you at the desk.
A North Liberty man is being charged with stealing a car that was apparently loaned to him by a friend. According to police, 46-year-old Darrell Williams stole a 1981 Oldsmobile Regency on October 25th. The alleged victim told police Williams was supposed to run to the gas station, but just never came back. Neither he nor the vehicle have been seen despite the victim's repeated attempts to call him. Williams is being charged with second-degree theft.
Few people have the knowledge or experience it takes to run in a city council election, but despite his age and relative inexperience, Raj Patel is trying to do just that. Daily Iowan's Ryan Jones sat down with Patel to find out how he plans to overcome those obstacles.
All right, my name is Raj Patel. I'm running for city council here in Iowa City. Here's some information about myself.
There is no other way to get elected than hard work. Raj Patel is running for Iowa City City Council, and there's only one thing on his mind: winning. I sat down with Raj to ask him about his campaign.
I'm running for city council so I can have a vote on these issues that I thought were very important to me. I'm running for city council to represent the entire community as opposed to just the university community.
Being a presumed front-runner going into the primary, Patel had a disappointing third-place finish.
Now, how's your campaign changed since your third-place finish?
My campaign has just gained a lot of momentum after the primary. You know, it's going to come down to the wire here on November 8th.
But Patel is not leaving it to chance. He is door-knocking every day talking to voters. His campaign has hit all 25 districts in Iowa City, with the biggest efforts being put into voter registration.
We go to the auditor's office almost every single day and hand them just a massive stack of absentee ballot request forms and voter reg forms. They almost don't like seeing us come in there in a joking way.
Patel hands in around 100 voter registration forms a day, and he is hoping for around 1,000 early votes going into the election. I'm Ryan Jones, Daily Iowan TV.
This year there are 2 open seats on the City Council. Voters will decide who fills those seats in the election on November 8th.
The world's population was expected to top 7 billion people Monday, and although an exact number is impossible to calculate, it appears it did just that. The milestone comes just 12 years after the global population reached 6 billion back in 1999. To put that in perspective, the world had just 1 billion people in 1800, and it wasn't until 1930 that it made the jump to 2 billion. The increase represents a challenge to those working on both economic and environmental issues.
And now Daily Iowan TV Sports Director Jake Abrams is here for your look at Hawkeye Sports.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. Being a manager is a difficult task, whether it's at the office, in the classroom, or in the arena. But volleyball managers Melissa Brockway and Michael Rundy seem to have the job down to a science. And our Kate Constable takes us into a day in the life of a volleyball manager.
We see them around the arena hustling to set up chairs during timeouts, getting players water, and picking up warm-up suits. But being a volleyball manager is a bigger job than some may think. Melissa Brockway is in her 5th year as manager and is teaching rookie Michael Rundy the ins and outs. A typical day starts by arriving to practice a half hour beforehand to make sure all the balls are pumped up, the equipment is ready to go, and the camera is rolling. Throughout practice, Michael and Melissa film it, take stats, and although they're not allowed to play during practice, they help participate with the setting up of drills. Despite the rigorous 20 hours a week of practice, Melissa and Michael love their jobs.
I like being able to be part of the Big Ten and be inside the volleyball system at such a high level.
Being around a D1 program, I want to eventually coach someday, so this is like first-hand experience of what I want to do.
After taking a look inside the duties of a volleyball manager, I also took a second to take a look at their vibrant personalities.
Now get out of here!
From the looks of it, it seems like Melissa and Michael have plenty of fun being volleyball managers. Kate Constable, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
All right, good stuff, Kate. Thanks. Now, the regular season may be over, but good news kept arriving for Morgan Showalter and the soccer squad. Showalter has been named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. The senior scored on a penalty kick and helped the defense shut out Wisconsin over the weekend. It's the first conference honor for Showalter, and we'll see her again with the black and gold as they take on Michigan State in the first round of the Big Ten tournament on Wednesday morning. And speaking of postseason play, the 11th ranked field hockey team will be in University Park on Thursday for the Big Ten tournament. Iowa's been given a 4 seed in the tournament and will play the 5th seed, Indiana. If the Hawks make it to the semifinals, it will be televised live on the Big Ten Network on Friday morning. And fans tend to look at athletes' performance on the field to evaluate their success. Many judge them off how many touchdowns they run in, baskets they score, or goals that are put in the net. But without good academic performance, those athletes would not be lacing up their cleats. Rule changes coming from the NCAA currently have some schools looking to impose changes to improve academic progress. However, the University of Iowa is not one of them. And Daily Iowan TV Sports' Tyler Culver has more on that.
With the U of I improving its student-athlete graduation rate, the school has tied its best success rate in school history. This means that Hawkeye coaches won't be sweating it when it comes to see if their team has passed the bar set by the NCAA to determine tournament eligibility. However, with the new rule changes, some schools, such as 2011 NCAA basketball champions UConn, may be in trouble. Under the new league rules, schools are required to have a 2-year average of 930 or a 4-year average of 900. Connecticut's men's basketball team scored 826 for the 09-10 school year, but looking at Hawkeye athletic team scores, before the recent student-athlete graduation rate increase, Iowa teams were already well above the new APR standards. The Iowa men's basketball team boasts a 948 multi-year APR and a 915 APR for 08-09. The football team was similar with a 945 multi-year APR and a 952 08-09 APR. So no need to worry, Hawkeye fans, because when it comes down to doing work in the classroom, Iowa athletes are doing their time. Tyler Culver, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
All right, thanks, Tyler. And that's going to do it for sports. Emily and John, back to you.
Thanks, Jake. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Tuesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about how UI Democrats are working to rekindle support for President Obama in his bid for a second term. Plus, find out just exactly where Iowa gets its oil from.
And before we go, here's one last look at tomorrow's forecast. Tomorrow should be beautiful with a high of 69 degrees and a low of just 47 with sunny skies expected.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
For Daily Iowan TV, thanks for watching and have a great day.